Peace and blessings to you all today. I thank you guys for joining this video. On today, we will be talking about the dry bones. That's Ezekiel chapter 37. If you want to study it later on, the dry bones. So let's get into it. I'm gonna read. I'm not gonna read all of it, but write it down and go study it for yourself. Ezekiel chapter 37. It says, "And the hand of the Lord was upon me, and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord, and set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones, and caused me to pass by them around about. And behold, there was very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Lord God, thou knowest. Again he said unto me, Prophesy unto these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Lord. Thus said the Lord God unto these bones, Behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live." And I want to stop right there. So Ezekiel, God takes Ezekiel to a valley of dry bones. Now I can imagine what this valley looks like. I can imagine me going into this valley and seeing nothing but dry bones, seeing something that looks dead. I'm in a place and it looks like that everything around me is dead. Jesus. So now God took Ezekiel to this place. Speak, God. God took Ezekiel to this place, to this valley of dry bones. And he asked Ezekiel, can these dry bones live? Can they live? I know what you're looking at. You see these bones, and the first thing that comes to your mind is death. I know what you're seeing right now, Ezekiel. These bones are not walking. You're not used to seeing bones. You're used to seeing flesh upon the bones. So automatically you think that these bones are dead. Ezekiel answered, only God knows. Only God knows. So he asked him again, Ezekiel, can these dry bones live? Prophesy to these dry bones that they shall live again. Now, let me break it down and make it easy for you. It's a lot of men and women of God out here in this time, during this time, even let's say soon as the pandemic hit. Before the pandemic, it was so many preachers, it was so many teachers, it was so many people preaching the gospel. But as soon as the pandemic hit, a lot of these preachers stopped preaching. A lot of these teachers stopped teaching. Some of it was because they weren't doing the work of God fully. The other part of it is they begin to go through things and they begin to wonder, where is God? And instead of staying in the word and instead of praying and fasting, they begin to panic. And instead of seeking God's face, God said, lean not to your own understanding. I came today to speak life back into the dry bones. I came today to speak life back into you, man and woman of God. You stop preaching. Oh, Jesus. You stopped preaching because they said you were unqualified. You stopped preaching, teaching. You stopped going to church because you was going through something. So you stopped praying like you used to. Oh, Jesus. Jesus, you did something, you made a mistake, and now you don't want to start back preaching because they think that just because you made that mistake that they won't receive you, and they look at you a certain way. So you sat down on your gift and you sat down on your calling. I'm talking to the people. Yes, God. I'm talking to the people who feel like, yes, God, that in this world they don't see God moving, but they're so focused on what's going on around them. So instead of focusing on God, they started focusing on the world. I'm talking to you today. Can the dry bones live? The dry bones can live. I speak life into the dry bones now. Just because you messed up, preacher, just because, oh Jesus, just because you made a mistake, guess what? You are human. Just because you made a mistake and you lost a couple followers, just because, Jesus, just because, oh, they look at me a certain way. I don't want to get in the pulpit no more, because if I get in that pulpit, they might bring that up again. Why? Jesus. But why did you give up? But why did you stop preaching? Why did you stop praying? Why did you stop coming to church? Why? Just because, yes, God, just because they ridicule you and talk about you, guess what? They did that to Jesus. I don't know, and I don't understand that we can't take somebody talking about us. We can't take somebody bringing up what we used to be. Guess what? Most of the disciples in the Bible were something before they were reborn. God made them new. So I'm also talking to you today. I don't care what you did last week. I don't care what you did a year ago. I don't care what you did 10 years ago. I don't care what you did a month ago. Look, that is who you used to be. That is, you're so worried about people. You're so worried about people bringing up what you used to be that you started focusing on what you used to be and started instead of focusing on who you are now. Can I talk about me? I need to talk about me for a second. I was going to this church. I met this girl. I'm not going to call her girl. I met this woman. Yes, I met this woman, and I met her because I was ministering through dance, and I met this woman, and we got in a relationship, and long story short, the relationship did bad. I did wrong, she did wrong, and so for a minute, for a little second, in my mind, I tried so hard to keep going to church. I tried to show my face and smile. I tried. I did. But it felt like arrows were being thrown at me. I sat in the church and I sat in the middle, in the back row. No matter where I sat, I felt like I was under attack. I felt like that they were thinking, guess what? I felt like they were thinking, oh, Dre did this. Remember Elijah did this. Remember he said that. He did that too. That's how I felt. And after a while, I began to stay at home simply because I know that they remember what I did. So I let that stop me. I let that silence me. I let that sit myself down. I let it bring me to a halt. I let it bring me to a stop sign. Simply because I was worried about, why are we so worried? We are so worried because they see us. Guess what? People saw me before that I made that mistake. They saw me as being anointed. That everybody that saw me said, Elijah is so anointed. Oh God, he's so gifted. I feel you. Yes, God, he's so gifted. He has so many gifts. He can do this and do that. Elijah this, Elijah that. But as soon as I made a mistake, then I wasn't anointed no more. I wasn't gifted no more. Yes, God, I remember. Yes, God, I remember praise dancing here at this church, and after I got done, it was silence. I remember feeling like, yes, God, people were judging me as I was ministering, but I ministered anyhow. I remember, yes, God, people looking at me sideways as I was ministering, but I ministered anyhow. I kept pushing anyhow. I didn't. Oh God. I came to speak to you today. I came not only to speak to the preachers in the fivefold, but I came to speak to the man and woman of God today. Arise. Arise from that place. You did what you did. You did what you did. Guess what? You're human. You make mistakes. We all do. You did what you did. Now, what are you going to do? Are you going to roll around in your mess? Are you going to roll around in what you cannot change? Are you going to? I came to speak life back into you today. Hear me when I say this, God, thank you. Hear me when I say this. You are not that mistake you made. God, you are not that mistake you made in the past. That is not you. Oh God, that is not you no more. Stop dwelling in the past. Stop dwelling in the past. You made that mistake. Yes, you did. But I came to speak life back into you. Don't stop working for God because you're afraid of your past coming back up again. You're afraid of the people that look at you for who you used to be. I told one of my brothers last night. And that's nothing but God. We were talking, we were sitting down, and I was like, man, I'm proud of you because I see the growth in you. And he told me, he sat there and he told me, he said, people don't see the growth in me. It's only two people. You, he said, I'm the only person and another person that have told him that see the growth in him. Guess what? Guess what I told this brother? I said, as long as you see the growth, as long as you know you have grown from that, guess what? It's people that will always want you to be who you used to be. The people that you hang around, some of the people you hang around won't accept the new you, the new version of you, the growner version of you, the smarter version of you, the you that have grown physically and mentally, yes, the you that they're not used to. They're used to you cussing you people out. They're used to you sagging your pants. Jesus, help me today. They're used to, yes, God, you being a thug. They're used to you, yes, God, selling drugs. They're used to you wearing them small skirts and wearing your chest out. They're used to showing your body out. They're used to you being ghetto. They're used to you. They are used to you going to the club. You used to go to the club with them. So now that they see you in a new state of mind, now that they see you in, oh God, they see you in a place where you've grown, they can't accept it. They can't understand it because some of them are still in that place. How did he get there and I'm still in that place? How did he grow mentally and I'm still here? God, I know somebody right now. God, I know somebody right now and it hurts me. It really does. It's a group of my brothers. I call them my brothers. They're not my real brothers, but they are my real brothers. I call them my brothers because we're close like that. It's one particular man in this group. He doubts himself because we know and he knows that his mindset is still in the same place as it was back in the days when we used to do what we did. When we used to, go out and walk around the mall and talk to all kind of women at one time. When we were kids, when we were in high school. And a person doesn't understand mentally how and why they are still in that place. I came to speak life today. I came to speak life unto you today. Live today. Dry bones, get up and live today. Start back praying like you used to. I hear so many people saying, I used to go to church, but this and that. Okay, let me tell you something. Start back praying at home. first. Start back worshiping God at home first. Start back at home. I speak life back into you today. You wanted to give up because they talk about you, because they criticize you, because they put you to the wayside, because they call you lame, because you don't fit in with them, because you're not who you used to be, because you've grown up. I speak life into you today. Don't give up. Don't give up. I know you made a mistake, and guess what? You cannot go back in time and fix what you did back then. If you could, everybody would. But you can't. So what do? You grow from now on. You grow from there. You learn and you grow. You learn and you grow. I speak life back into you, dry bones. Why did you stop though? Why did you stop? Why? God took Ezekiel. God could have took Ezekiel anywhere. He took him to a valley. And showed him dry bones. Guess what? God gave us the power and authority to speak life. God said, Ezekiel, prophesy life into the bones, and the bones shall live. Prophesy to the bones, and the bones shall live. Yes. And read in verse 5, it says, I will cause breath to enter you, and you shall live. He gave us that. Speak life in yourself. Speak life into your friends and your family. Stop speaking death. Stop speaking death. Speak life. No matter what they say about you. No matter what you used to be. Guess what? Some of your friends, some of your family, some of your neighbors and your associates can't wrap their minds around the fact that you've grown, how fast you've grown, how much knowledge you've gained. And it kind of intimidates some people because they're stuck in that place. They're stuck in that place. Some people feel like that place is where they want to be. They've gotten comfortable in that place. They have. But I came to speak life unto you today. Get up from your bed of affliction. Get up. Rise up. I speak to the prophet in you. I speak to the man and woman of God in you. I speak to the evangelist in you, apostle in you. I speak to the bishop in you. Get up. Live again. Live again. You will be ridiculed. You'll be criticized. You'll be talked about. You might be thrown to the wayside. They might call you names. Push your way through. Y'all know, sometimes I don't even want to talk to people. Sometimes I just want to look at you and keep walking. Sometimes I don't even want to talk to nobody. But some kind of way somebody comes in my pathway and needs to hear about God. Some kind of way somebody walks into my path and they're hurting and they're crying and they don't know what to do and where to turn to. Some kind of way. Remember that God loves you. He loves you in all of your imperfections. God doesn't expect us to be perfect. We know what's right and what's wrong. Can the dry bones live? That's Ezekiel chapter 37. I thank you all for joining and watching. This will be posted on my page, Brain Food. Feel free to share, comment, like, share with a family member. I pray this bless you in any kind of way. I pray that you got what you needed today. One, I want to say stay humble. Staying humble is a great thing. Staying humble is a great thing. Just because you have the biggest car and the biggest no, not the biggest, I'm sorry guys, just because you have the biggest house and the most expensive clothes doesn't make you, one, it doesn't make you a man, and one, it doesn't make you a woman. It doesn't make you better than anyone else. Then it doesn't make you less of a man to not have the expensive car and the expensive clothes. It doesn't make you less of a woman to not have the expensive house and the expensive clothes on. One, I said stay humble. Two, spread love. Y'all, it's a lot of going on in this world. And in the last days, the Bible in Revelations, it talks about in the last days there shall be a lack of love, and we shall be the lovers of ourselves. Some people will be lovers of ourselves. So spread love. God is love, so spread love. Continue to love on your friends and your family. If you have an ought against your brother or sister, go hash it out. Life is too short. We are leaving here, and one, don't die with hatred in your heart. Two, don't die without knowing God and having a relationship with Him. So one, I said stay humble. Two, spread love. Three, very important, be you. Be who God created you to be. And while you're being you, be the best that you can be. If you know you're doing something you want to stop it. Take baby steps. It's not going to happen overnight. Work on it. It's a process. Be willing to go through the process to get to where you want to go. Even if the process might take a long time, even if the process is hard, be willing to endure the process. I like that. One, stay humble. Two, spread love. Three, I said be you. God bless you all. I love you all guys tonight. Peace.